The reason asking questions is so critical in understanding people is that if you don't ask good questions, how are you going to get to know who they are, what they're thinking, where they're going, who they are, to understand them at all? And the bottom line is one word: communications. How can you communicate with someone if you don't know questions to ask? The way you open up conversation is through questioning. You ask, how are you doing today? How are the kids? Where are you going in life? You ask questions that open up communication. But without those questions, you're never going to get to know what's inside that person's head and heart. You've got to have questions. Let me give you a couple good ones that just sort of open up a lot of communication with people. They don't sound very profound initially, but they're very profound. A question like, how goes the battle? You see someone across the parking lot. How goes the battle? What that says is, I'm open to discussing the battle. But if I don't ask that, I just say, hey, nice day. I don't communicate to you. I'm open to communicating with you. The one simple question says, if you're hurting, if you've got problems, if you're concerned, if you're wrestling with something, you answer, it's been better. I've had better days, you know. At which point, as the questioner, I go over and say, hey, what's wrong? What's heavy on you? What's burdening you? But if I don't have the question, how goes the battle, and just say, nice day, I don't ever open up that communication possibility. There's another one I've used often, and that is something heavy on your shoulders today? What that says is, I'm open to talking about it if there is. Now, understanding there may not be anything important on your emotional shoulders today. It may simply be, it's a nice day. But you sense something is wrong with that person. You sense they're heavy. You sense they're distracted. You sense there's a burden there. There's something heavy on your shoulders today? Nope. If I don't want to talk about it, nope. Nope, everything's going fine. But if there is something heavy and you trust me enough to be able to share it with me, is there something heavy on your shoulders today? How'd you know? There is. You know, my son, my daughter, my aunt, my uncle, my dad, my mother. This is sort of a heavy day. One of the things you need to understand is that every person, you have to assume, every person is carrying around with them. Listen to this. Every person is carrying around with them about 100,000 words. About 100,000 words that they'd like to tell you if you simply ask, if they trust you. Hear it again. They've got 100,000 words they're carrying around, a burden, 100,000 word burden, 100,000 word subject they're carrying around. They would like someone to ask about that burden. If you simply ask the right question, it comes out. But you've got to have one or two or three good questions to ask to sort of unlock it.